folks. Hi, this is Gigi. VIP hat out. Oh, Lou's already trying to say hello here. Luna, really? Okay, here you go. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, VIP hats all out. So you know you're the VIP route because you're valued, you have insight, and you also have a purpose. That who is welcome into the VIP route. What I read something today. If I'm looking down, it's because I had to write notes about it. And I think it was something Ballard wrote. And she was talking about how things have changed for her as she's gone from managing people to really being what she called herself, a solo entrepreneur or something like that. And I thought it was quite interesting because this is what, for me, this is what I took out of it. And I'm going to show you some information right now. Some numbers that I'm going to have up on the screen, and I want to do a screenshot so this way I have the same numbers that I talk about. So this way we have the same information. So what I wanted to share here in the VIP room is, I've been retired since 2022. Yes, going up, it's 4 years. And let me just say this, I've worked with other people and I've helped build and lead teams because I've been in management as a supervisor and manager. And I came home thinking about that team still after I left the office. I spent days managing, supervising people, meeting deadlines, meeting payroll, setting up meetings, having meetings, and hoping for no turnover on the team because having turnovers is always tough when you're working on a team. Let's see what's going on here. And once I retired, I thought that I was going to let all that go. And when I say let that go, I'm thinking maybe the energy I utilized to get me through those days, the energy I utilized working with a team, maybe mentoring a team, encouraging a team, building a team, meeting deadlines, meeting payroll, getting problem solving, conflict resolution, all that stuff. I guess I was ready to let that go, but I don't think it was about letting that go. I think I really, like I said before, I think I just needed a break. But those skills and that desire to still want to solve problems, that still want to mentor, that still wanted to encourage, that is all still a part of who I am. I know when I was working at Fresno Housing, I always kept a copy of my first W-2 check. No, not my first pay stub of my very first check I got working at Gate Foods, packing chicharrones and chorizo. And I would keep it on my desk because we worked with a program that we worked with young kids, teenagers, young adults, but primarily like from 14 high school kids and, young adults. And I would keep that on my desk. And if any of them had a question about it, I would tell them, where I started. And now I was sitting at a desk and I had my own office and they were sitting in there with me. And I would, try to, because I would always tell my staff, you too can get in the other side of that door. Because it's true. It's just about opportunities, working hard and taking advantage of opportunities when they're given to you. And you could be in the other side of that door, meaning you could have your own office. And I come to realize, and I think I've known this all along, is I enjoy those conversations that I would have with those young people. I enjoyed building a team with young people and sharing stories and encouraging them. I enjoyed that. And I think that's something that's still part of why I do this, because I think that's still something that's a part of me that I enjoy doing it. I may not have you in front of me, but I know you're out there listening. I know my almost 400 subbies are listening to me and listening to my stories, and I'm hoping they're getting something out of it. Sometimes I hear from you folks that you are, so I think that's what continues to keep me out here, because I think I do have something to offer, and some people are out there and they're agree. Yeah, that's why they still come back and they still watch, and they've signed up for the channel and they're subbies. And I think that's something that when I retired, that didn't go away. I think it just needed rest. And I think after the year, or after primarily last year, I found that me and Luna are in my studio and I'm just kind of like, now what? And I think that was what, and the fact that, my mom threw something out there to me, and I think timing's everything. To me, things do not happen by accident. And the timing was good for me because I couldn't do what I'm doing now as far as the blogging and affiliate marketing and Pinterest and all that stuff. I couldn't do that. There's no way I wasn't ready for it. I was ready for it when that breadcrumb was thrown. I was ready for it then, and I jumped on it. And let me tell you what's going on now. And because of what I'm doing here, I signed up for Allwin because one of the things I understand, you have to have more than one stream of income. Right now, everything's on Pinterest connected to Amazon, and I knew there was going to come a point that I would have the opportunity to jump into other affiliate markets, which that has now happened. And one of the new affiliates I'm working with is Everlink Proof Underwear, which basically they sell women's leak-proof underwear because we all have issues sometimes, or some of us have issues sometimes with bladder leakage and all that fun stuff going on. So I was glad that I was able to become associated with them. So that's one. The other one I just got is called ZAOGOO, and they sell tops. They sell tops like, not this one, but tops I have bought. In fact, the last funeral or boho video I did, it was one of their tops. So now I will be one of their affiliates because one of the important things you want to do is as you're going through this process, have the opportunity to have more than one stream of income. And now I'm at that point. And the reason why is because I've turned up, I've tuned in, and I've stayed focused. And the consistency is now starting to show. When last month, I believe that Claude, because Claude gives me goals every month, and one of the goals he gave me was to have 150,000 impressions. Let me tell you what my numbers are right now. As of today, my impressions are 223,000. I want to hit 1 million before the end of the year, and I'm thinking I might be able to do that. When I told him, why can't we do 1 million, he kind of scoffed at that. Well, not that he actually did, but I think I heard that. The outbound clicks, which means outbound clicks to my website, is 3,500. And my saves are 1,500. That means that people are saving, there's 1,500 saves or 1,500 pins that have been saved, and hopefully for future purchases. I've been getting orders every day on Amazon, and like Big Dog says, the directory is still continue to go up. And it's not because, look, I'm not making the money I like to be making, but it's going up. And with anything else, you have to be willing to stick with it. I think sometimes we see a lot of instant gratification. Sometimes that's not the best way to get it. Sometimes through sweat equity, hard work, and that's when you get the best gratification, when it comes together and it works. And what I'm saying here is that just because actually I'm 68. I started this at 67. My age did not become a factor, nor did I even think, I'm too old to do that. I'm too old to start blogging again. I had already been blogging for some time because that's part of a creative outlet for me. I enjoy writing. But as far as writing about product and for an affiliate, that's very different. It's a different type of writing. But it's still a part of that writing skill that I utilize. Images, I love doing images, so that's a creative outlet for me as well. So I was able to bring these both in to be able to do what I'm doing here. And I enjoy doing it, but saying to myself, you're 67 years old, you're 68, what do you think? What are you thinking? How do you think that's going to work? That had no thought in my mind. Nowhere did that come into play. And that's what I'm saying. Just because you're 60 or 70 or 80, the numbers shouldn't have any bearing on what your dreams or wants or ideas or whatever you think you want to learn. That should have no bearing on what you want to do. Because as long as you're here, you keep moving, you keep thriving, you can do whatever you want. Don't let your age stop you from doing that or thinking that you're too old. You're not. You continue moving forward. And when I saw this thing by Belen, when she wrote that, she put that post up, it's like, it's true. You can start from here and things happen that you have to make changes. And the only way that happens is you. The only way, I mean, wanted to get a job. I started looking, but nothing was happening. And if I hadn't taken a chance to just, it wasn't even a chance. I just didn't think about it. I just said, you know what, I could do that. Let me go ahead and do it. And I'm doing it, baby. So I'm very interested to see this thing is continuing to go a lot better than I thought. Does it take time? Yeah, it's taking time and effort and energy, all that. But anything worthwhile, it takes all three of those things to make it happen. But I wanted to share with you folks in the VIP room, do not let your age stop you from starting a new thing, from starting a new business, from starting to learn a new art, or a new, going out to learn how to dance, or going out and doing Tai Chi, or going out and doing yoga, or going out and going back to school. Don't let your age stop you from any of that, because as long as you're on the other side of the dirt, you can keep moving, and you can keep making changes. That's basically what I wanted to say here. Like I said, it was something that Ballon wrote that I thought, I see exactly what she's talking about. I mean, I had people in the shower at 6 o'clock in the morning before I went to work, because, meaning, not that I literally had people in the shower, meaning I was already going down in my head what needed to be done today before I even left the house. You don't want to live like that. I come in here, Luna's usually not far behind. Like right now, she's underneath my desk. I go on, it's like, what am I going to do today? It's like, what's gonna fire? Sometimes I already know what I want to do before I come up here. But I said, no, let me at least have a cup of coffee before I start. Because it's so exciting, because I get excited about it, and I want to throw that stuff out there. So, and I want to feed that beast, baby. That's what I call it. I'm just feeding the beast, because I know that beast is going to be feeding me. Hey, you know what I mean? Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So, like I said, if you have a little idea of something new that you want to do it. Don't let nobody stop you, because you are a VIP, and you're always welcome in the room. And until next time, folks, tits up, be fierce, act tough. I'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.